Hey guys, good morning and welcome back. Yes, I am back online shooting another video. I do apologize for the amount of time I've taken off. As some of you may have kind of predicted, and for those who have reached out, thank you. I did basically succumb to my injury, the ones I've been talking to you about for a period of weeks or whatever, that I was trying to run through and run around and all that. I finally got the best of me, and I just had to say enough's enough. I know my last video was September 19th. I checked on that, and then on the 21st, when I went ahead and did my my tempo run day, that just did it in. It just did it in, and so I had taken some time off. I taken almost 2 weeks off. I hoped that would have been enough. Went back, kind of played around with just a couple of 2 and 3 mile runs. Did intervals once. That was a bad idea. And basically, I just kept re-injuring myself. And so after carefully looking through a lot of my pains and things like that, I basically narrowed it down to 2 things. In addition to accumulative muscle fatigue and stress and injury, especially like in my quads and my left hip socket, that area. Also on my left leg, ironically, I've concluded it's Achilles tendinitis, as you may have predicted, and so I'm still recovering from that. I'm not 100%, and my concern is going back to any length of running and re-injuring myself again. So what have I been up to? First of all, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you a little bit about what I just told you, so you can see the visual on this. And so here we go down to September 19th. That was the last time I shot a video. I did 4 mile run that day. That's fine. That was Tuesday. That was interval day. Then I came back on Thursday, or not, the Wednesday. That's fine. Next day. Those are the days I don't shoot video. And then on the 21st, when I did my interval or my tempo run day, that's the one that did it in for me. I think I have this tab open. Yes. So up here, September 21st, that was my my tempo run day, and average pace. You can see there. Coming down here, average pace. Yes, I was definitely. It was more of a progressive run. You could see progressively getting faster, which was definitely the goal. However, while I enjoyed this day, it definitely did not play nice with my Achilles tendon. My hip, not so bad, but that specific day, why I didn't shoot a video on that one is because honestly, I was just hurting. I was hurting. Morale was down. Spirits were down, as you might imagine, and actually, on that given day, when I finally went ahead and got to work, I had trouble walking. I had trouble walking without impediment, meaning with a limp or some sort of postural distortion, anything that kept me from looking like I had no pain. I looked like I had an injury of some sort. And so I did my best not to look that way, because for those who do know that I run at work, I'm advertisement for running. And if I get hurt running, that gives running a bad name. But you guys and I know that it's the nature of the beast. However, for people that don't run, watching the runner limp doesn't make them want to run. So I did my best to kind of play it cool with that. And so, yeah, I just like, hey, let's take a look and let's get this fixed. So going back to here, after the 21st, the next time I ran, you see here, was October 2nd. That's almost, 2 weeks, about 12 days to be honest with you. Again, nothing flattering. Ran the 3rd, nothing flattering. Ran the 7th, nothing flattering. Came back and tried the 9th and 10th. And then it was the 10th. It was the 10th that I just said, you know what? I gotta stop, trying to run through this and kidding myself, because it's not getting better. It's just not. And I'm really tired of running with pain, because I love to run. I've been doing this since my first marathon, 2009, and I haven't stopped. So I love the sport, I just hate the pain. So going back here to the 10th, we see, okay, fine. And then after that, again, as we scroll down, so the 10th, all the way through October 27th, everything recorded by governance says Glendale Other, meaning either I'm doing stationary work or I'm at the gym, something like that, not running. And so I want to be 100% pain-free. I'm tired of running through this. You guys will agree the marathon is no place to start the race with a pain, because you're almost promised the marathon almost promises you that you're going to walk home with pain. So it's really counterintuitive to show up to the race with pain, because the race itself is going to help you get pain. So I've just kind of taken time off that. It's been a real bummer. It's truly been emotionally disturbing, because I enjoy the runner's high. I miss that so much. And I hadn't shot anything sooner, only because I really wanted to kind of get a real grasp on this before I told anybody. As far as not so much admitting these things, but kind of having a solution. Because everyone likes, well, I don't say everybody, but we all know people that like to complain. And they want their little pity party, and I get that. I totally get that. Whereas with you guys, I want to share my story with you, but I want to also provide you with some sort of resolution. What am I doing to get over this? Because maybe you guys have this problem too. So with that, there's been a couple things I've come into, and I've come across and started doing. Yes, I'll do the gym when when I'm not hurting too much, and even then I'm going there to do recovery. I'm not going there to sit there and pound out the weights, anything crazy. It's more like physical therapy, so to speak. And so I've been doing that. Also, I started cross training at home, and I made a parody. Okay, if you guys know what parody is, it's basically an intentional joke or a playoff on something that we tend to see as normally presents as being serious. And so with that, I turned my road bike into a cross trainer, so I could cycle indoors. Now, why indoors? Well, again, because I'm dealing with Achilles tendinitis, my placement on the foot pedals and things like that, I want to be able to stop cycling when the first sign of pain arrives. I don't want to have to be several miles down the street knowing I have to pedal home under that condition. You know what I mean? I want to try to work within the limits of the healing, but I don't want to sit there and cause more pain. So this is a little video I created, and I do apologize if it seems cheesy. It's supposed to be cheesy. It's truly intended to be cheesy, not professional whatsoever, but you'll get the idea. So here's that video.
When time, weather, or injury prevent you from lacing up for your outdoor training run, the GMC Denali has your back. This 21-speed road racing machine is equipped with a 7-gear Shimano cassette with 3 gears in the front for 21 gears of leg-pounding power. Select the gear that's right for you with a pair of SRAM MRX comp gear shifters. Enjoy the road experience with a set of Zero-Light comp rims by Volta. This Vitesse racing saddle completes this machine for a comfortable ride on your rock-hard 700cc tires for miles of comfort. Or take a ride indoors and mount it to this Contour magnetic resistant trainer to give you the feel of the open road while training at home. The GMC Denali, the best 700cc road bike for its price money can buy.
Alright, what you guys think? Like it, love it, hate it, comment below. I look forward to your feedback, but that's kind of what I'm doing. And it's not really, it's not bad. You sit at home, I watch TV. Yes, sometimes I watch different YouTube videos, but I set my watch for 30-minute timer, and when it goes off, then I stop. And so that's what I've been up to. Now, in addition to that, because obviously you guys know I've worked really hard to get my VO2 max up, and I don't want to lose that. So in addition to that, what else could you do? Well, when you can't necessarily run to get the heart and lungs going because the mechanics, be it your legs, aren't exactly fully functional, what can you do? And the answer comes down to breathing, working on your breathing. So I came across this video, and everything, as you guys know, everything's going to be in links in the description or the description box. And so taking a look, I ran across this video on breath. Less breath, better health. Go ahead and watch this. It's almost 10 minutes, 51 seconds, 11 seconds. And it talks about how actually, well, it really truly promotes nasal breathing, which I believe I sleep that way anyways, unless I'm congested. But it talks, believe it or not, it also talks about how the presence of CO2 in our body actually is a good thing. It's not a bad thing as we might think. And so what I started doing as inspiration from this video, when I drive to work, and by law I cannot recommend this because it could be a problem, but what I do is I'll set my phone to stopwatch. And so I hit start, I'll hyperventilate a few deep breaths, and then I'll hold it, start. And I'll drive until I just can't hold it no more, and then I'll hit unstop. And I work on increasing my lung capacity that way. And so I don't remember, it's been a few years, it's been probably 3 or 4 years since the last time I did this, but I think the last time I actually held my breath for any time period was, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. I was at a friend's swimming pool, and I just went underwater. You clearly can't cheat underwater. I went underwater and held my breath, and I want to say it was really close to 3 minutes. I believe it was about 3 minutes or close to that. Again, I don't remember offhand, but this was several years ago. So just doing this driving down the street, or because by law I can't tell you to do that in your car because it could create a problem. So do this at your safety. Maybe at work, okay, or at home watching YouTube. Try that. Take a few deep breaths, fill up your lungs as much as you can, and time yourself. And then wait, after you let it go, wait, give yourself about a minute to recover, so do it again. Chances are you're going to find yourself going longer. And now, when I've been doing this, and I just discovered this like this past week, when I've been doing this, my record right now is 1 minute and 52. Not too shabby. But you say, okay, why Mark? Why do all this? And I found a few articles. Again, those will be posted in the description box. So let's go ahead and look at this. Here we have, well, okay, first of all, let's talk about Achilles tendinitis. And from competitive running, this pretty much gives you a rundown as to how to deal with Achilles tendinitis on your own part. It also mentions that, yes, it could take, and I didn't highlight it, I apologize. Depending on yourself, it could take 4 to 6 weeks to fully recover. Well, 4 to 6 weeks. Well, the last time I ran technically was October 10th, and so right now I'm only just over 2 weeks out, and I mean we're talking like 2 weeks out, no running whatsoever. Would I like to get back to running next week? But yes, I want to make certain it's gone, and that's so important to me because I really don't want to stop running again because of this. So I've got a link on this article, but going back to the breathing thing. So we have this video, which I'll post below. Obviously I'm not halfway through it, so the display reads differently. Here we go. Can holding your breath underwater increase your running ability? This is by livestrong.com. Very credible website. And yes, they talk about how it increases lung capacity, improves your diaphragm control. It improves lung capacity through swimming. Oh, they're talking about swimming. And of course, they list their cautions below. So we have that. Then we have this one by Runner's World, another credible website. Can you train your breathing muscles to get faster? Now, and then I highlight here, there's no doubt the inspiratory muscle training does strengthen your breathing muscles, allowing you to, for example, inhale with greater force. Yes, it also it tells you it doesn't increase VO2 max. So why am I doing that? Well, because you guys know, and I know, especially more times than not, you might agree with me. Anytime you're doing speed work, what's the thing that really makes you stop doing speed work, be it tempo work or intervals? What really gets you? Is it because your legs just don't have it? Or maybe because you're just feeling it in your chest? Chances are you're probably just feeling it in your chest, like that suffocating feeling. You know, you're like, oh, I can't get enough oxygen in, things like that. Well, by increasing your diaphragm strength and ability to inhale, even short breath more forcefully, that's going to definitely play a role, be a benefit to you. So we have this article that talks about that. And in addition to that, my last one, we have this one. And I pull this up a couple different ways. This is just the way this website displays. I know it looks weird too, but it talks about breathing exercise, increase VO2 max, improve cardio endurance naturally. Well, in short, this article does basically comment that, in short, it does let you know that, you can improve VO2 max to some degree, but most important, you're improving your VO2 max before you start running. So we all know that we have that warm-up mile, and then sometimes you guys hear me tell you it doesn't seem like until 2 or 3 miles or so, I feel like I'm really at running speed, operating temperature. And so with that, a lot of it has to do with getting your lungs, your lungs back up to par so that they, so they can process the air more efficiently, more effectively. So in essence, by doing the hold your breath technique even 2 or 3 times before you start running, then your lungs will already feel warmed up. Your lungs will feel expanded, and it'll make that first mile and every other mile just easier because your lungs are already prepared for that. So take a look at that article as well, read it. Again, feel free to comment on anything I've shared with you guys today. So where do we go from here? Well, I'm going to continue to do my physical therapy per se. Why do I like indoor cycling? Because a lot of it has to do with how I can control the pedal and whether or not I'm on the ball of my foot, I'm on the center, or I'm on the heel. Of course, pedals allow you to do that. And so I could still cycle while minimizing Achilles tendon use based on where I place my feet on the pedals. That's always a plus. And then, of course, I could also, by cycling faster, I could get the heart rate up without having to put the pressure, the forceful downward pressure on the pedals that would be equivalent to my own body weight, which, of course, your own body weight is obviously what your tendons are built to handle. But when you're on a bike and the seat takes care of your body weight, then the stress on your feet really comes down to how much tension is on the pedal that you're pedaling, the right gear and things like that. So that's a plus. Now also, before I going back to this article here from competitor running about Achilles tendinitis, they do mention that that if you're a 4-foot runner, meaning when you're out running, if you land more tendon on your forefoot, then yes, your Achilles tendon will be more engaged as a shock absorbent method or mechanism, to control how your heel ends up landing on the ground as well. So with that, it gets me thinking, because I play around with whether or not I want to sit there and 4-foot run or be more flat-footed, or definitely not heel strike. But not that those are bad, but that's just not me. So I tend to focus my mechanics more on flat foot running as to 4-foot running, and that definitely does help to alleviate the tension on the Achilles tendon. Now, before I go, and I don't have the article up, but we talked about 4-foot, midfoot, and heel strike running. Which one's best? And I think it was either competitor.com or Runner's World. I read an article from one of these two sources that stated that they had done a study on that, and they actually studied elites as well. And they had determined that there was no there was no increased level of injury based on how that runners run. So if you're going to have any sort of Achilles tendinitis or leg pains whatsoever, chances are by par on average, you just fell into the average as far as it's going to happen. So heel strike, midfoot, and forefoot, all those are more inclined to specific injuries to the way the foot lands on the ground, but no foot running style is more prone to injury than the others. So that was kind of what that article is talking about. Again, I don't have that pulled up. So I just want to let you guys know that running forefoot, flat foot, or heel strike isn't necessarily bad, because chances are your body has already adjusted your mechanics for it. So to minimize the shock or impact that either one of those styles, or running kind of styles, may produce with regards to your bones, muscles, and tissues. So with that, moving forward, I'm going to continue to do the stationary bike. I'll continue to stretch and work out and cross-train that way. Yes, I'll continue to do the breathing exercises because they are kind of fun. And again, when I do go back to running, it's not so much a matter of getting my legs back into the game. It's, as we all know, for those who've taken time off, it's all about getting your heart and lungs back into the game. So at least with this kind of breathing exercise stuff, I can sit there and at least do some off-season lung exercises so that I can bounce back even quicker. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. When will I shoot another one? Until I get back to running, I'm going to try to make these weekly, once a week. So we look forward to that. Hopefully I'll be back to running next week, if not 2 weeks out. What does that mean for my next race? Clearly that's not going to happen, but I'll have to figure out the next plan of attack, and we'll go from there. Anyhow, if you liked today's video, please hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. And normally Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday I post a new video during recovery. Now it's just going to be once a week for now. And then of course, if you have comments, please list them below. So that's all I've got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm still out here. And as soon as I get back in the game, you guys can be the first to know. Thanks for staying in touch. Thanks for subscribing. And you guys today's being Friday, you guys have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.